Back again. More upgrades for the server. Turned out I was starting to fill up the hard drives, so I'll show you that in a bit, but for now, here's the goodies. More hard drives. I've actually got 4 of these. They're still in the bubble wrap. They are Hitachi 3 terabyte drives. I picked them up used. I've had such good luck with the 2 terabytes that I bought used that I figured, what the heck, and the 3 terabytes were a great deal. Problem is that the SAS controller I've got will not do anything over 2 terabytes. So what I did was I bought a motherboard with more SATA ports. Not very many more. It's only got 2 more, but it does also have more RAM slots. And so I've got 3 sticks of 8 gig. They're like $28 each shipped from Newegg. So I've already got 1 stick of 8 gig in there and a 4 gig stick. So I'll just put 3 8 gig sticks in there, and we'll be rocking. Yeah, it's not ECC. That'll piss off a lot of people, and I'll get all kinds of comments. Sue me. It's also just a standard motherboard. It won't do ECC. So there's that. Yep, there's the board. This was the... I had a couple of requirements. I wanted it to have at least 2 PCI Express slots, by 16. It's got by 1s as well. I haven't seen these in a decade. PCI, just plain old-fashioned PCI. I don't know why they included those. They must have some kind of translator to do it, because the chipset doesn't support it anymore. But whatever. It's an 1150 board. It'll run my Haswell dual core just fine. 4 RAM slots instead of 2 like the board that I've got right now. I'll probably toss in my Intel Gigabit NIC rather than using the Realtek that's built in. I've been using Realtek and it's worked really well for me, but what the heck. As for the hard drives, I'd like to do a RAID Z this time, because turns out I can get extra space out of the drives doing that. I've now got the processor and the RAM swapped over. As you can see, it does not match. Now they're all 8 gig sticks. It should be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, so there's the old H81MP33. I've been using it for 2 years with ZFS, no problems. And this is my new one. It's just a little bit more slots and more SATA ports. So that's what I really needed. Here's something I've encountered on other motherboards. I figured I'd mention it here. You see, I've got this great big plate that goes on the back for my heatsink. And it's insulated and all, and you can see lots of dents in it where it's been impacted. But this board and another board I've had in the past, they've got these sharp, through-hole components. So anyways, yeah. I don't really like these things, even if there's a little bit of pad on here. It's not a whole lot of pad on here. So I really don't like, especially with how much this is making it stand up. So the solution is flush cut wire cutters. Much better. It's actually sitting flat on the board now. I've now got the motherboard installed, heatsink and all. I don't have a fan on the heatsink because that massive fan behind it does all it needs. It's not exactly a high power processor, so massive heatsink for it. I'm going to put the SAS card in the lower PCI 16 slot. Even though it's a 8, it works fine, as I covered in the previous video. I'll save the upper one for another time. It'll reach either one. I just put it in the lower one so the cables don't have as far to be pulled anymore. And like I said, I'm going to put the Intel NIC, Gigabit Intel NIC in the PCI X1 slot. Love the cable routing in this case. There's my SATA cables all plugged into that port. These 2 remaining ports are... Oh, it's on my finger. Oh, okay. Anyways, these 2 remaining ports are going to go up to here. It's got built-in cabling. These are the hot swappable ports. So, well, this case is now at capacity and then some. Well, except for these 3 5 1/4 bays, and I can get an adapter to put some 3 1/2s in there. I think I can fit like 3 or 4 in there at least. well, at least 3 obviously, but I might be able to fit them sideways or something. I've seen where you put a larger number of 3.5 drives in there than you would think. Anyways, okay, so we got 6 bays down here. They're all full. I added one of the new 3 terabytes to an empty bay. One of them had to end up back here. There's a SATA cable that just barely reaches any farther than this. If I put it in like this direction, it'll block airflow. In this direction, it'll still catch some airflow, so it'll actually stay cool still. Not as cool as if it were in the proper spot, but good enough. And these are the drives that were already here. And of course I got these 2 up here. These are not very good bays. For one, I didn't get the key to go with these. When I got the case, the guy said he thought he had included it, and then a few weeks later he emailed and said, oh hey, I found it, and then he never emailed back again when I said, hey, I need it. So that's why these bays were loose and not screwed into the cases, because I took them apart and I unscrewed the latches from these locks. So the locks are just for ornamentation now. But yeah, that should work fine. I brought the cables for the 2 hot swap bays out the back. They're standard power connectors, so they're hooked up here. The SATA cables, I looped them around and then they go back in, so it's all neat and tidy on the other side. So we're ready to hook up the front panel switches and lights and power it up. So we've got the new hard drives in and we're up. Let's go over to storage. Okay, we've got the RAID A. I've used 1.8 terabytes, so it's 50% full. RAID B, I've used 2.4 terabytes. It's down to 1.3, so that one's more than half full, so that's one of the ones I was kind of concerned about. RAID C, it's not very full. It's just kind of my working directory. View disks, here we go. So we've got the 3 terabyte disks on ADA. We got DA 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's the 8 2 terabyte drives. Everything's good. We got a green light over here. Let's go back to storage. What's that button do? Okay, RAID A is DA1, DA2, and DA. Okay, so we've got RAID A is the 2 terabyte drives. Bear with me, I'm a little tired. It's the end of a really long day, but I wanted to shoot this video anyways. DA 4, 5, 6, and 7 is RAID B. Okay. It's been a while since I looked at these. So RAID C, my working directory, is actually my 2 4 terabyte drives. Okay. Back to storage. Volume manager. Okay, so we've got 4 drives. We're going to call this one, I don't know what we'll call this. RAID D, I guess. We're going to set these up as a manual setup. Let's just do manual setup. You stupid thing. Okay, RAID Z. Does in a group. Volume name, let's call it RAID D. Do not need encryption, do not need deduplication. RAID Z. Okay. Why it didn't want to give me that option before, but I thought I couldn't do it with 4 drives. I thought I had to do it with 3 drives. So, let's see how much space this ends up giving me. Volume successfully added. Okay. But I don't see it on the list. A, B, C. Oh, I probably have to go. Oops. Let's just go account. Storage. There it is, RAID D. 10.9 terabytes. I got 7.7, which is pretty good. 7.7 is not bad. I guess the missing 3.2 there is due to the spare drive, I guess. Yeah. Okay, RAID Z1-0. Any single one of these drives can fail and it'll keep working. Cool. Now what I want to do is we'll go back to storage. Now that I've got 7.7 terabytes available, I would like to move everything off of RAID A and RAID B, put it on RAID D, whoops, excuse me, put it on RAID D, and then remove all the, destroy those two volumes and turn those into a RAID Z as well. Probably a RAID Z2. So instead of having 4 terabytes out of the 8 terabytes of disks, probably get like 6. So that's going to take forever to move all this. Okay, I'm moving my my data sets from one pool to the other. They're coming off of RAID A, which is my 4 of my 2 terabyte drives, and they are going to RAID D. It goes something like this: ZFS send, RAID A, kids movies, kids movies. At kids movies is the name of the snapshot I made. RAID A / kids movie is where the data set is. And ZFS send -RV, V is for verbose, R, I think it's recursive. Then I get it piped into ZFS receive, and the terminal on this thing isn't that great. This is actually on there, but I'm telling it to put it on RAID D in kids movies. But it's missing a slash there and stuff. Let's go ahead and hit enter and see if that worked. Yep, there it goes. So it keeps track of how much data it's sending. 166 gigs for this directory. And what I'm doing is I'm moving everything onto the new 3 terabyte base, the 4 3 terabyte drives that are in Z1, so that I can wipe the 8 2 terabyte drives and turn them into a array, Z1, RAID Z1 array. So we'll see how that goes. The nice thing about this is I'm only making copies right now. So after this I can scrub the 3 terabyte pool, or the 3 terabyte drive pool, my new drives, my new used drives, and make sure the data is on there securely. I can check the smart data, make sure there's no glaring red flags in the smart data, and then I'll feel comfortable wiping the other RAIDs. But this is a nice safe way of doing it at the moment. Really gets to stress the new drives and make sure everything's good. I'm now scrubbing the hard drive, or the RAID array anyways. I did a scrub RAID D from the command line. You can do it from the GUI as well. When you do a RAID status, or zpool status, and here's RAID D, which is the new drives. It's scrubbing along. We got 4.36 terabytes on it right now. 441 megs per second, megabytes per second. About 2 hours to go. If I did a scrub earlier when I had half the data on there and it was doing fine, so I don't expect any errors, which will give me some confidence in these new used drives that I've got. I can do list. Here's the arrays. So I've got the RAID D. It says I've got 10.9 terabytes available. I've used 4.36. It's got 6.51 free. Not quite the numbers that I get in the GUI, but whatever. 40% full. So you can see RAID A was at 49% full, and RAID B was 57% full. Both of those are going to get deleted now because I've moved everything over here. Yeah, so once this is done, I'll check the smart status and confirm that they're all happy and move on from there. So anyways, the smart control, what I did was I SSH'd into the FreeNAS machine, and I ran smart control -A on each of the new 3 terabyte drives. Symbol there drops the output into those files. So I put them into 4 text files, and I go over and I load them up. I put them all side by side on my monstrous 4K screen, and what we've got is a lot of information. This one, power on hours, 6,500. That's really low. And the next one over is 29,000. That's 3.5 years. It's not bad. 29. That's also 3.5 years. And 2,500. So that's incredibly low. 2,500, that's like 100 days. 2557 divided by 24 hours a day. It's 106 days. This drive has barely been used. That's awesome. Yeah, the 3.5 year ones. So I got 2 of these from one seller on eBay and 2 of them from another seller. Clearly the 2 that came from one seller were way lower hours than the other 2. But yeah, so other information. Raw error rate 0. Throughput, let's see, reallocated sector, seek error rate 0 and 30, so that's fine. Over here we've got raw error read rate 0, seek error rate is separate, so seek error rate 0. Okay, the 26 is seek time performance. Next one, let's go over here. We've got a 31. Oh, seek error rate is 0. Okay. How about over here? Raw read rates are all zeros. Seek error rate is also 0. Spin retries 0. So 99 power cycles. Let's see, power cycles. Power cycle count 137. So that's fine. Power cycle count 132. Power cycle count 28. Nice. Current temperature is 41, 38, 40, 36. Yeah, not too bad. They're all about the same. The highest one is 40. Or 41, yeah. UDMA CRC error count 0. Reallocated 0. Okay, so I'm looking at these bottom numbers now, and these are all zeros. These are some yeah, these are big errors, so zeros, 1 CRC error count on one of the low mileage drives, but that's 1. It's pretty low still. This ATA error count is 3. This one says no errors logged, no errors logged, no errors logged. So over here we got some information down here. 3 errors. Error 3 occurred at disk power on with lifetime 6495. Error 2 occurred at disk power on lifetime 81 hours. Back when this drive was very new at 81 hours. 3 days. Yeah, the most recent one was at 6495 and I am at 6548, so that was before I got the drive, probably while they were doing the DoD wiping that they said it had gotten before it was sold. So this is the only one that's got anything worth mentioning on it. I'm pretty happy with all these drives. I've done just about done with the scrub. Let's see, 33 minutes to go. No errors found so far. I don't think it's going to find any, so I'll show you that when it's done, and then I can redo the other RAID array after I'll be able to wipe them. So let's go over to storage. You can see I removed RAID A and B. All of the data sets that were on there have been moved off except jails. I was still running a 9.3 jail. So I created a new jail data set. Let's go over here and show you what I did exactly, rather than just stumble around on my words. I went to storage, configuration, and I told it to make the jail root on RAID C instead of RAID A. And I gave it a new name, so I knew it was the new jails. And I saved it. I had to create this 9.10 jails data set first, and then it would do it. And then when I created my first jail, I did transmission 1, which is a plug-in jail first for my transmission torrent client, and then I created Plex manually. I don't like using the plug-in jail. I can keep it more up-to-date manually. And of course you gotta link some storage in there, put all the directories, tie them into Plex. Transmissions just got the downloads directory, and I move everything manually. I'm sure there's a scripted way to do that, but I haven't ever done that. Anyways, go back to storage. Moving the datasets, it's amazing. I've changed drives a lot of times in the past, back when I was running just basic Linux file server. It was just a basic Linux distro with a USB hard drive plugged into it usually. But anyways, it took forever to move even a terabyte of data. This thing just flies. I moved everything in a day, if that. I mean, just, yeah, I could have done it in probably 6 hours. I could have moved all of the data. But so here's what we've got. RAID D is using 3.2 terabytes with 4.5 terabytes still available. So still my 7.7 terabytes. I moved Time Machine, but I've got a permissions issue right now I need to sort out because my Macs are complaining that they can't back up to it, so I'll deal with that later. Back when I had it was a 4 terabyte, no, a 2 terabyte array. The 2 terabyte array was called small. So that's just a legacy data set. It just keeps moving over. I got a lot of important stuff in there still. And that's on RAID C. So yeah, I'm using 1.2 and I've got 2.4 available on C. So I moved some stuff around. Put my Time Machine and my small on RAID C. So, enough of rambling. Now to move these, let's just, I didn't really cover this. So what you do is you go here and you say, let's create, you press this button, create a snapshot, you give it a name. I usually name it the exact same thing because I'm just doing this once. Then you hit manually create snapshot, and I'll cut to some video here where I did the move to show you that. And then after you're done moving the data set, go over here to snapshots, and you'll have a list of all the snapshots that you created on both data sets. You want to delete the snapshot on the new one unless you want to have every change you make start using extra space. So like if you delete a bunch of files, like say you've got a bunch of TV shows that are low resolution, you get higher resolution versions of them. You delete the low resolution ones, well, you'll still be using all the space because it'll keep a memory of everything that you deleted. So make sure you delete those snapshots if you don't actually want them. I know I don't. So snapshots are great if you're going to be changing some configs or something and you're concerned that you might screw something up. Not so much the case for me. So, okay, volume manager. Let's create my new array. We're going to name this one RAID A. RAID B will be missing for now. See, we've got 8. Oh, actually, we're going to go manual setup. That's right. Bam. I like doing it manually. RAID A. Don't want encryption. We're not extending a volume. We're going to go 1 through 0 through 7. RAID. See, we got RAID Z 2 or 3 available. I am going to go with RAID Z. These are enterprise drives, and I just feel lucky that only one at a time will fail. I've got lots of history on these drives. I know them to be reliable. So, add volume. Here we go. Okay, it says volume successfully added. We'll go over here to network and go back to storage. RAID A is now at the bottom, and we've got 12 terabytes available, which is exactly what the math had, no, the math had told me I'd get 14, but 12 is pretty good. I used an online calculator, and it was saying I'd get closer to like 14, but 12 is just fine. That's amazing. That's the biggest data pool I've ever had. Yeah, pool is the right word. There's so many different terms. You need like a glossary printed out for when you're getting used to ZFS, or even after you've used it for a couple of years and you don't use it on a daily basis. Anyways, here we are. RAID A is now up 12 terabytes. Any single disk out of those 8 can fail, and it'll keep going. That's all there is to it.